walk us through sort of like the different kind of ports that are may not be familiar to all the consumers. We have ruby, we have tawny, we have vintage, colleitas, white port. It can all be a little bit overwhelming. So
Yeah, so well, port wine can only be made in Douro Valley. Okay, so you can find many brands out of Portugal saying port, but port wine is from Douro Valley and has very restrictive rules. So to produce this wine, we can use more than 100 different kinds of grapes, whites and reds. So we can produce white ports and red ports. In white ports, you have the standard ones, the ones that have around 3 years of aging. We have different profiles depending the quantity of sugar that they have. Normally they're fresh, easy drinkable. We recommend to drink like at the end of the day or with like a port tonic that it's very common in Portugal. Is a white port with tonic water, so refreshing, easy drinkable. And then we have in the whites the ones that we are going to age in barrels. And we are going to give to these whites the same process of aging as we do in the Tawny style. So we have these whites that are quite simple and easy drinkable, and we have the other ones that we are going to age in barrels. And we are going to select wines to age for a 10, 20, 30, 40, or 50 years old. That is a profile. Or the ones that we are going to select to do a colheita. So a colheita is a wine from one single harvest that we are going to put in a barrel and age. All the aging is going to be in this barrel, okay? And we can start bottling it 7 years after the harvest. In Kopke, we only do it 10 years after. And after that, we only bottle the quantity that our clients want, okay? So this is for the whites. And then in the reds, we have two different styles. The ones that are going to age by oxidation, like in the whites. We'll have the 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50 years old, so blend wines that are the profile of the house. So every time that we'll make a new blend, we have to make sure that it's very similar to the last one. So this is the profile of the house, okay? And the collectors for red wine too. So we are going to put it in barrels. 10 years after, we are going to start to bottle it only by demand of the client, okay? So this is how we age uh, our wines in barrels with a very slow oxidation, everything very, very precise. Okay? And then we have the ruby style. And in the ruby style, we'll do it also, of course, with red grapes. And in this one, we don't want any kind of oxidation. So what we want is to preserve all the freshness and fruitiness of the grapes. So this is what is more um, nearby a grape juice with a little bit of alcohol. Okay, so in the ruby style, we have the standard ruby, and then we can have like an LVV, a little bottle vintage. That is a wine from one single year too, that we are going to maintain for years in our cellars in big wood vats without avoiding oxidation. And after that, we can start to bottle it between the fourth and the sixth year. Okay. And we have the vintage. So the vintage is the only port, it's a ruby port, and it's the only port that we produce to age in the bottle. So 2 years after the harvest, we send a sample to the institute. They taste it, they do all the chemical analysis, and they decide if we can bottle it as a vintage or not. If they say yes, we have until the end of the year to bottle it, and then we can start to sell it. And well, the aging of these wines is going to depend of the person that is going to buy them. Okay, so a part of the aging is going to be in the client's house. Okay, so you can open it and drink it as a young ruby, or you can wait like 30, 40, 50 years old to see how is it. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be quite good.
what would you say would be defining characters of your different port categories, your tawnies, your rubies, your colleitas versus a regular tawny?
Okay, so one of the things that we we really work for in all Kopke wines is like to make sure that they have the best balance between sweetness and acidity. So we hope that every time that someone tastes a Kopke wine, it doesn't matter if it's a ruby, if it's a tawny or a white, in the end, after drinking it, it can feel more freshness than sweetness. So it can feel the you can want to keep drinking these kind of wines. So we always try to make wines that are not heavy, that are not boring, are quite exciting. And well, they have different profiles. You are going to find different kinds of flavors. So in whites, especially if they are young, like a dry white, will be quite tropical. That's the kind of things, the flavors that you'll get there. If it's like a wine that had aged in wood, you are going for sure find like uh, some honey flavor, some peach flavor, some all these, even some dry fruits like nuts. So it's quite common, especially some orange to orange peel in the whites. If you go for a ruby style, so in these ones, it's all about fruitiness. So if you like red berries, blackberries, you'll find them there for sure. Sometimes some pepper in the end. So this is the kind of ones that always remember you um, fruitiness, like strawberries. They are beautiful and they have a great acidity. So for people that really enjoy like a dark chocolate, they are absolutely incredible. In the Tawny style, of course, they became more and more complex with time. So we'll start to have like in the beginning, like this dry fruitiness, like nuts and dry figs, and with time they became more and more complex. They will enter in the spiciness of some cloves, some nutmeg. When they get like 30, 40, 50 years old, we'll get more some bitterness in the end that helps you to discover all these different layers of flavor. So these are wines that are really, really complex. And normally we need time to discover all these beautiful things.
Yeah, with poor patience is quite a virtue.
Yes, not only to do it, but also to taste it. So we normally for these wines we need time to relax, enjoy.
For those that haven't really bought port before, how would you store port the same as you would store other normal still wines?
Well, and I can talk about port wine, cup port wine. So the only port wine that you should keep for a long, long time, and you know that it's going to age properly in the bottle is the vintage style, and you can store it as a normal wine, okay, like in um, a place without light, without with humidity control, and the temperature is very important. So between like 15 and 20 Celsius, and you can keep it for as long as you want. Normally people buy like a box and they start to open it and see how it is, and they like to compare from one year to another. So it's something you are part of the process of the aging the wine, so you decide when it's ready. The other ones, you should always store it up, okay, because they have a bar top cork, so you should always store it up, uh, with in a place that is dry with and good temperature. So after you open it, especially in the tawny style, you can keep it for a long time. The best way is like cork it, put it in the fridge, and then when you want to drink a little bit, you can take it. A tawny style can, or a wine aged in barrel can be storage for like 6 months without any kind of problems. In a ruby style, you can always keep it also like a month, something like that. If it's an old vintage that has been like bottled for a long, long time ago, well, that ones we recommend to drink it in the same day, because after you open it, well, it shows all the potential that it has, but after like one day or two, it start to It's not. You can drink it, but it's not the same thing. It doesn't have the same expression. So this is the kind of wines that you can have at home, open it, cork it, and keep it, and drink it once in a while without any kind of